I was thinking about parenting in today's world, specifically making new friends, you know? It can be quite unsettling opening up your home and allowing your children to others' homes with the way that things are today. So, without saying too much, I just want to give the floor to Spirit and ask for messages to come through surrounding this protective urge that we may have to keep our children in a bubble. Now, this is not only about school-age children, especially our teenagers, even our young adult children, full grown adult children out in the world. Sometimes, no matter how old they are, you just want to keep them in a bubble, being aware of what is out there in the world. So with that, let's see what Spirit wants to say. Oh, Spirit isn't playing. Two cards come out together. Criminal mind and inner child. Criminal mind, prison, jail time, illegal activities, helping criminals change, tested to conquer your demons. Inner child, healing unresolved childhood scars, childhood trauma, holding you back from exploring. Okay, your childhood wounds. So, with these two together, what struck me is a criminal and child. Those were the first things I saw. You being concerned about the criminals in this world and your children being exposed to them. It's a real concern. It's not paranoia. Even if you never watched the news, just knowing word of mouth in your community, you would know what's going on. Wow. Okay. Let's keep going. Easy road, good karma flowing into your life. A comfortable, average life, making it through unscathed. You would love for your child to have an easy road. Make it through unscathed. Every parent's dream. Every good parent's dream. And yes, I said good parent. And not all parents are good parents. I'm talking about the ones who care and love about their children, love their children, and care about their children. We have wretched parents in this world. Spirit baby. Lessons you learn from your child. A child meant to do great things. Yeah. You may indeed be a parent of a spirit baby. They are more sensitive, more easily marked. Some would say gullible. I would say hearts full of love and big trust in their eyes. Because they came into this world expecting what it should be, not what it is. Containing some, but not everyone, but some criminals. And when I say criminals, I'm not talking about someone who robbed a store to feed their family or because they didn't have much. That's not a criminal to me. That's somebody desperate and resorting to whatever they can to make a way. That's not a criminal. A criminal is someone run by demons. Someone who can't get enough, very greedy. They don't need a thing, but they're going to do whatever is possible in their control to take from another, even if it means harming them. Spirit baby. Yeah, you have to protect your spirit baby. And it may mean creating a bubble for them, but not a complete bubble, if you will. A bubble that allows others like them, other spirit babies, into their world. Now, when they become too old for you to control who comes in and out of their bubble, hopefully by then you have lived a life with them well enough that they have learned from you and from their world how to discern from others like them and those they should keep boundaries up against, because that's always going to be needed. So teach them how to discern between people who you can allow in your circle, and that doesn't mean like what you call prejudice or racism. I'm not talking like that. People in all colors, backgrounds, geographic locations. There's the demons are everywhere. Criminals are everywhere, but so are angels and earth angels and spirit babies. So you can have a spirit baby in any part of the world that you would meet. It's not about where you come from. It's about the essence that you have, the energy you give off, the love in your heart. So your older babies hopefully have learned enough from you and from their upbringing to know how to deal in this world, and that's all you can ask for at the end of the day. And to pray for them, and to teach them how to pray and stay connected to the Most High. And then that's it. You really can't control much else. As much as that makes you feel vulnerable, it's all you can do. So let me get another deck. It did mention here for inner child, childhood trauma. You may be someone who experienced something when you were a child. Maybe you didn't have a protective bubble. Maybe there was no boundaries of who came and went from your home, from your circle, who you encountered, and maybe that armed you and made you be damned if your child would experience the same. Now for that, I would say healing, because you don't want to close off that bubble so much that they don't get a chance to thrive and experience others, and that they take on an energy of fear. We're trying to be discerning, you know what I mean, and smart about who we let into our world, but not so fearful that we keep people out completely. Okay? It's like a fine balance to that. It's like you got to walk a tightrope. Let's see, what are some traumas that you may have experienced, or what are some things you might need to heal from? If this is the case, it's not for every parent. Somebody out there might need this. What could have happened, or what's going on? Childhood wounds. Self-love. If you have self-love issues to conquer, that would mean that you don't have many boundaries up. That would mean that you may have an open door policy, which is not safeguarding your home. And you need to definitely value yourself, your inner child, and your child that you gave birth to. Your children that you gave birth to. They deserve your protection. Your inner child deserves your protection, and your outer children deserve your protection. Anything else from this that you need to heal from? No? Have faith. Have faith that there are other earth angels out there to meet. For you too. You may be in a closed world, you and your kids, or you and your adult kids. You go to each other's homes, but you don't really let anybody else in. Have faith that there are others. Soul tribe, a bigger tribe for you to build, if you will. Let's see, I'm going to keep these two out. What are some issues your children might be facing? If you have school-age children, what are some issues they might be facing regarding friendships or anything about the bubble, even with you? Homeless. I'm not taking this literal. I'm taking it says failure, castaway, poor, meaning like maybe without friends, lacking. Because this is like the 5 of Pentacles in a way. So doing without, lacking. Maybe they feel like they are lonely, See this little guy? He looks so lonely sitting out there on the curb. This card makes me so sad to see it. Or maybe you are dealing with homeless issues or facing homelessness as a fear. Your security is always in a balance, is what I'm thinking. It could be for someone out there. And maybe that is why you don't have many friends. Maybe you have to move often. Maybe financial security is an issue. And your children, that is why they don't get to keep friendships or make friendships. And that could be an issue that you want to pray about. Of course, take actionable steps. Everyday practical, 3D world steps that you take for your financial security to be more balanced and stable. But also pray on it for help with it, to move this along faster, and say, I want my children to have security and stability and to make good friendships. So we can stick to the same area, community, social scene. That's for somebody. Okay, 2 cards came out together. Calm and alliance. Alliance is like joining together with others, forming teamships, friendships, togetherness. And calm, peaceful. That's what you want. That's what your child wants. I'm sorry, this is your child's message. Your child wants to be calm inside and wants friendships, a loyal. See this little child holding a dog, hugging a dog. Dog is a sign of loyalty. That's what they want. Someone that they can share times with, maybe out in the park, like these two are on this card. In the fall, leaves blowing, maybe collecting leaves. Maybe having yoga. This card here, she's having like a yoga pose, calm. Maybe your child's into yoga and a lot of spiritual new age stuff, Tai Chi or something. And you know what? You can meet others like that. When you go to groups that are like little, younger, juvenile yoga groups, or at the library, sometimes they have age-ranged groups, and you can take your child there for yoga for their age-appropriate group, or even outings. They have seasonal park trips and stuff like that. You want to get to check out which library is more heavily loaded with activities, because some, they might do a little thing and then nobody shows up, but then there are others and you might have to drive a little bit away to get to them. But they have some libraries that really, they take that activity thing seriously, so that's what I'm thinking. Stubbornness. What might your child be stubborn about? You're like, no, they don't want to hear it. Libation, donation, pray. Oh, maybe they don't believe in praying about things, or, well, in due time. You may be a heavily praying mama. And maybe your child just hasn't got, but maybe you weren't always when you were 10 years old, or even if they're 14 or to 24, you can't force it on another. That's God's territory. God will pick up on with them when they need to. He will nudge them, is what I'm trying to say, when the time is right. You don't have to be the one to, because the more you try to force it, the more they will be like, I don't want to hear it. It may turn them off, Not to say you won't mention it, you pray for them and stuff like that, and they will see your spirituality. But you don't have to be the one to say, well, you need to do this, or you need to do that. That's their journey. Even which faith they adhere to, it's their choice. And they will do what they need to do with that. Illness, disease, weakness, fragility. Maybe COVID had something to do with this. When COVID came around, it stopped everybody from being more interactive. And sometimes, believe it or not, even after things settled down with that, people stayed in their new culture, new lifestyle, of being more in hermit, more closed off from others. So it may take you willing yourself out of that. That fear of being around others or meeting new people and going to new houses and socializing, if that's your thing. I know most of you are like, well, what? We got past. Somebody out there still may need to hear that. One more. Maybe your child feels that way. Children are not, sometimes, especially if you have a Virgo child, sometimes children are much more, when it comes to illnesses or anything health related or anxiety, wholly, and anxiety connected to a health related issue, it may take a while for you to get that Virgo child, or what's another one that could be like that? Capricorn, maybe? I'm not sure. Maybe an earth sign child, period, to get them, and stubborn. Yeah, to get them to be, loosen their grip on the whole being afraid of catching something and being around others. Curse, hate, misfortune. I want to take it as that in meaning more instead of a spell word. Fearing hate or misfortune to come out of meeting someone new. Maybe feeling like, oh, they're going to hate me. You know how children are very insecure. They go through identity things and stuff like that. And could be feeling like nobody's going to like me. I don't have friends and just really insecure. So the more friends they meet, the more they hang around, they will build up that esteem. Their self-esteem will build up more. And it will only be resolved through that. There's only so much you can tell them as far as, oh, you're fantastic, you're lovable, everybody's gonna love you. It's when they see that other children do enjoy their company and do like their contribution of their energy and do play games well or whatever. It's only then that they truly do feel more confident. Let me see, any other messages from the angels? We'll go ahead and list. Talk to your angels. Instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. So instead of worrying about your children in that bubble, again, whether they're 44 or 14, talk to your angels. How about another one? Any more guidance? Practice. Polish your skills by practicing regularly. Don't give up after one try of meeting friends or one group or one idea. Keep going. Make it a weekly or a week. Every weekend you try something new to meet new people. And practice discernment while you're meeting new people. Any red flags, any bells ringing, you or your child, you talk about that new how's Katie? You two still getting, oh, good. You talked about them? Okay. And then take it from there. But Katie said what? She encouraged you to do it. Then, follow accordingly about that. And same thing with you. If you're meeting new people and, you're getting on fantastically, fine. If you're meeting new people and you find that like, well, every time I don't feel so good or I'm questioning myself or you know what I'm talking about, then there's no harm in saying, well, you know what, Becky, I thought that we were going to really hit it off, but it seems that, you know what, I wish you the best in meeting new friends, but I don't think that we are the right match for each other. And that'll be that. You try. Everybody's not for everyone. That doesn't just go for romance. That goes for friendships too. So I hope this has helped someone. This was a rare message that I was compelled to give, but I hope that it did help someone. And I will see you next time.